Hey there. I know, you may not want to see this video. Maybe you feel like it's not for you. But I want to tell you is that, I just hope, and God also hopes that you at least watch a little bit of this video, just see what I have to offer. Maybe the Holy Spirit's trying to reach you. Maybe it's trying to lead you towards me, I guess, talking about whatever it is. But I have hope that this video, the reason why it reached you is because, well, God's trying to reach you. And really, one of the things I really have learned a lot from the Bible is something that a lot of us, maybe young adults or adults now, or even teenagers, focus too much on. And it's having hope in the things of this world, right? And when I talk about that, I'm of course talking about things like money, right? Like addiction, like games, like sports, like workout, right? Those things, for workout you gain muscle, for real games, I guess you gain like entertainment, you gain satisfaction, for money you just gain more riches. But the thing is that those things will go nowhere. Once you die, it's done. I don't say, I got nothing else to say on that, really, is that when we die, we won't keep any of this. All this muscle that I've, gotten through workout, it won't mean anything. All the wealth I will gain won't amount to anything, right? But instead, Jesus, what does he tell us? Jesus tells us not to store up treasures in this world. Why? Because he knows that we will perish, and so will these things, right? God says that at some point in Revelations that, well, the world will be destroyed, and everything that is a part of it with it, everything that's a part of the world, all the money, all the fame, all the buildings, all the structures, all the statues, all the games, all the sports, everything will be gone. Everything that is a part of the world, that is from the world, at the end of the age will be gone. Anyways, but really want to say is that maybe you, right, on the other side of the screen, have been dealing with this. Maybe you feel like you have been paying more attention to the gaining of worldly things instead of eternal things. And, I can understand that. Kind of, is that, sorry. But I know I'm 15. My right now whole focus isn't really about getting a job. It's really just, I guess, getting through high school, But, man, maybe whoever's seeing this, maybe you're an adult. Maybe you're maybe you're with somebody, maybe you're not. But either way, you have to deal with things like expenses, right? Man, I just want you to know is that, yes, it's important, of course, to work. Without, Paul says, without working, you can't have any food, If you don't work, there's no food on the table. But the thing is not to say it the wrong way. That doesn't mean that us as Christians should focus so much on money that we put all our time, our effort, our strength, our heart, our soul, our mind, everything into money, into making money. Instead put it into, well, what has God commanded us. Out of the Ten Commandments, there's one that stands out the most, and says to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And that means, to put all your faith, whatever you're thinking of, whatever you're feeling, whatever you feel the most pulled towards, to make sure that's the Lord. Make sure that daily you want to approach and seek the Lord's kingdom. It said store up treasures in His kingdom. And what does that look like? Well, I know a lot of people, of course, even myself, I have asked, God that, like, okay, but you tell me these things, well, what do they actually mean? Like, what does it actually mean to store up treasures? Well, some of the eternal treasures of God are things that, we don't, I guess, consider as treasures. Like love, like, joy, like gratitude, like respect, like accountability, self-control, humility, patience, all of those things. All those things are part of God. Why? Because they go against the world. Because they go against what the world counts as valuable. Because the world counts things that we can see and things that can be destroyed as valuable. Instead, God sees those things that cannot be fully destroyed, those things that will keep on living on in our world, as the true treasures. Why? Because they are eternal. Because they are a part of God. They are eternal. They will not perish. And I was reading, Psalm 62, and there's one part that really spoke to me. And David says, "Do not trust in extortion, or put vain hope in stolen goods. Though your riches increase, do not set your heart on them." Now, I know for a few of you that might have been hard to, understand, right? But what I want to, I guess, say, and whoever sees this, if you really just want to, I guess, get, to the point, is that David here, right, is saying that we shouldn't be putting all our energy, all of our time, all of our being into these things that will perish, into these things that we think will save us, because it won't. But instead, faith in Jesus Christ, faith in the Lord, faith in that what He teaches us, what He tells us is eternal, and that is to be treasured, that we shall treasure everything that will perish, we shall treat as if it's going to perish that very day. So instead, do not set your mind, do not set your heart, do not set your hopes on the things of this world, right? Do not constantly want to pursue those things when you get up. Instead, want to pursue the Lord. Have faith that whatever He has promised will come. Really, how soon, even though, that soon sounds like forever, soon He will judge the living and the dead. And the righteous shall be rewarded. God bless.